The Australia women's cricket team, the incident that happened with them in Indore is nothing but a shame for the entire country. Because you're hosting a major event. And cricket is a country that's not played by many. Yet you aspire to host the 2030 Commonwealth Games and you want to host the Olympics. Commonwealth Games, we know the legacy, what has happened. Olympics, we know the economic ruin that it can get. But this particular incident, when you look at it, the BCCI gave a statement. Official statement of Mr. Devajit Saikia, the Honorary Secretary of the BCCI. This is a deeply regrettable and isolated incident. Now remember this particular word that I am using, isolated incident. India has always been known for its warmth, hospitality and care towards all guests. We maintain a zero tolerance policy towards such acts. We appreciate the swift and effective action taken by the Madhya Pradesh police in apprehending the accused. The law will take its due course to ensure justice is served. We will also review our existing safety protocols and strengthen them further if necessary to ensure such incidents are not repeated. Seems like a typical BCCI statement, isn't it? But there is one term that has angered social media and many people have pointed out very rightly. Isolated incident. Molestation, stalking, isolated incident in India. Who are the BCCI kidding? And who are the certain stakeholders in the BCCI kidding? Because that particular incident was lapped up and now people are really going after the BCCI because they're saying isolated incident. One incident doesn't define a country. Seriously, tell me which India are you living in? Because it's definitely not the one women wake up in every day. In ours, headlines repeat like clockwork. Exactly, which India are we living in? Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 cities. This problem is like a cancerous manifestation. It happens every single day, every single hour it happens. Stray incident, every single woman living in India has been touched inappropriately at least once. At least once is the keyword. Catcalled, stared at, made to feel uncomfortable. This statement is just making light of what others face daily. India is not a safe country for women. Let's make it very, very clear indeed. It never was safe. It is still not safe. It will never be safe. It's right there in the wall. Because this happened in Khajrana, which is a very popular part of Indore. It wasn't as if it was out in the woods or on the outskirts of the city. It happened right in the heart of Indore. Yet, this incident took place. And what exactly is zero tolerance supposed to mean to the victim? Zero tolerance before the incident or after the incident? Fancy sounding words that don't mean a thing. If we have to give ourselves a medal, it is just to ensure the way how we frame our words. Simple. Action, when you look at it in this particular incident, the perpetrator was caught after 3 days. Even there also there is a slight problem because the incident reportedly happened on Thursday. Yet, you managed to catch the perpetrator on Saturday. However, looking at other cases, this is rather fast when you look at the legal system in India. And you all are seeing how that particular perpetrator, his arm and his leg has been broken by the Madhya Pradesh police. So isolated that according to NCR BHQ, a reported rape occurs every 16 minutes. The National Crime Record Bureau really highlights the plight of women in India. And it continues to go from bad to worse every single day. Why there was no security with the Australian team? You're hosting a World Cup for God's sake. Why such events for you are just a formality? You may be the richest boat but the most incompetent also. These clarifications and excuses holds no value. Very strong words. Now, let me make one thing very clear here, okay? Despite all of this, situation will be normal. Women will suffer every day in India. And what about people's priorities? People's priorities are concerned with religion. Yes, the religion of the perpetrator. Now you are trying to warp this incident around a common mentality, meaning one brush for everyone. You are trying to paint everybody with the same color. Yes, the perpetrator's name is Akil Khan. But that is the one thing lots of social media warriors have lapped upon it and are ignoring the whole issue. The issue is far more serious. This mentality against women is all pervasive in India. It doesn't recognize religion, it doesn't recognize region, it doesn't recognize religion, it doesn't recognize caste. It only recognizes the certain level of thinking that is permeated in India. And that is why the Australian women's team had to unfortunately endure this. And unfortunately in India, these kind of incidents continue to happen. Until we as a society don't put a full stop to it, it will continue to happen. Thank you so much folks for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.